All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We are going to begin today with our successor agency. So, can I get a call to order, please? Well, that was my call to order just right now. I apologize. That was me getting ahead of myself here. Okay, roll call by the city clerk.
Okay, agency members Perez.
Here.
Ramirez.
Here.
Valencia.
Here.
Vice Chair Ayala.
Here.
Chair Rios.
Here. Okay, the consent calendar, I do not see any cards.
Move it.
There are two
Second.
consent items. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Can I get a roll call, please?
Agency members Perez.
Aye.
Ramirez.
Aye.
Valencia.
Aye.
Vice Chair Ayala.
Aye.
And Chair Rios.
Aye. Do we have an executive director's report? Okay, I see you
No.
nodding no. Okay. Director John Ramirez indicates that is a negative. Any oral communications? Anyone wishing to speak on any item for the successor agency?
I don't have any speaker cards for that.
Okay. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the successor agency portion of our meeting. And we'll get right to our regularly scheduled city council meeting on today, Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. And this evening, I would like to first welcome up Sumin Kim. Pastor Kim. Oh, it's my friend. Okay, and let me share a little bit about you before you lead us in the invocation. This evening, we're privileged to have Pastor Kim lead us in the invocation. Sue Min has been a pastor for almost a year and a half at SDA Korean Church, which is located on Pioneer Boulevard. The church was founded more than 20 years ago. Sue Min is locally from Anaheim, but his heart is close to the city of Norwalk. It is now his second year since moving to California. Prior to his local ministry here, he was born and raised in Korea and studied in Michigan to gain his ministry skills. Sumin is also married to his wife for a year and a half. His biggest inspiration is his ministry and sharing his Korean culture with the community. He appreciates seeing his church serve as a center place for the community to gather. On an interesting note, the church is also currently going through a remodeling process. During his free time, he plays sports and pickleball with the church and watches soccer. Thank you, Pastor Kim, for joining us this evening. I know you personally reached out to me to introduce yourself to me and mention that you are more than happy to be in our community and are willing to help in any way that you can. And we appreciate that. Whenever you're ready, Pastor.
Thanks, Ms. Mayor. Let us bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege that we have today to call you as our Father. We cherish this day, knowing that you are walking by us, with us, and for us. We pray for the city leaders who are participating in the city council today. May God be with each and every one in every moment of their lives. Bless them so that the work they do for the good of the city may go better, deeper, and wider. Empower the leaders with your wisdom and the Holy Spirit. Help them to make the right decision for the people, to proclaim the good news with the wisdom and love that you give. Grant us the unity so that we can help the people of our city to love you more and to love each other. There are many people in our city who are in need. May today's council be the one for those who are worn and weary. Help us to make this city of Norwalk a beautiful place for everyone, that those from children to the elderly can have a taste of a heavenly kingdom in the city of Norwalk. Let us sacrifice for one another, just as you have sacrificed for us. Let us walk together, just as you have walked with us. Let us love one another, just as you have loved us. As we close this prayer, grant us the providence from the beginning to the end of this meeting. I pray in your name. Amen.
Pastor Kim, on behalf of the city of Norwalk, thank you for presenting the invocation during our May 7th, 2024 city council meeting. Your faith, excuse me, your faith and guidance makes our community a better place. Welcome to Norwalk, and we're more than happy to have you. Can't wait to see what you help us do. Pastor Kim already joined us for one of our first community events. He was at our Rose Garden beautification at Norwalk Park. And guess what? So Pastor Kim has already joined us for one of our first events, or his first event, I should say, our Rose Garden beautification that took place at Norwalk Park a couple of weeks ago on a Saturday. Him and his wife came, and Pastor Kim came. Remember, I just said it was a Rose Garden beautification. So we planted roses, flowers, digged up dirt, put dirt back, and guess how he came dressed? Just the way he is now. I had to mention that. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Thank you once again, Pastor Kim. Next, I would like to invite up to the podium Rosalie Ramirez. Please give her a round of applause. Okay, before you begin, if you would allow me to just give a little bit of more information to introduce you to everyone here today, okay? Rosalie is a student at New Harvest Christian Church and is in the 5th grade. Rosalie has been a Norwalk resident for almost all her life. Her favorite place in Norwalk to be with is Hermosillo Park. Rosalie lives an active life as she participates in choir and takes piano lessons. She also loves playing volleyball for the city of Norwalk. When she grows up, she wants to become a nurse. Thank you for being here, Rosalie, and whenever you're ready to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Rosalie Ramirez, on behalf of the city of Norwalk, we want to thank you for reciting the Pledge of Allegiance during our May 7th, 2024 City Council meeting. Your leadership and courage makes our community a better place. And we hope that you continue with that leadership in our community to make Norwalk even better, right? Okay, congratulations, here you go. And I also have this. One more round of applause. Okay, Grandma and cousin are here. Come on up if you like to be part of the photo. We'd be happy to have you. Okay. City Clerk, can we proceed with the roll call, please?
Council members Perez.
Here.
Ramirez. Valencia.
Here.
Vice Mayor Ayala.
Here.
And Mayor Rios.
Here. City Council comments, and this evening I will begin with Vice Mayor Ayala.
No comments tonight, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Perez.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. You know what time it is. It's the first of the month, so all of the newsletters are out. So make sure you are grabbing our Senior Center newsletter, Child Development. We have our Youth and Family Services. We have our Social Services Department. And this one comes straight to your home, the Norwalk Now. Please make sure you read it cover to cover. Letter, everything that is in there, every article. There is so much information on there that is coming up in the city of Norwalk. There's education articles about our organics and everything that is going on. Please, please, please make sure you take a look at the Norwalk Now. And a huge thank you to all of our team here at City Hall and every one of these departments that puts this together. It takes a lot to send the information out. And our main thing is to really make sure that you get that info. We've had a lot of great stuff already going on in the month of May, the end of April. We've cut ribbons at parks. We've celebrated dogs at our first ever dog park here in Norwalk, and I'm sure we'll hear more about it. One of the things that the mayor and I attended this past weekend and the city has been honored to participate with is the Scholas program with the LA County and the LA County Archdiocese. And just some information, we gathered almost 80 Norwalk youth that were able to participate between last year and this past weekend in a very specialized leadership program. And when we talk about preparing our kids, what they experienced in the first conference that they attended last year and what they experienced this past weekend far outweighs some of the things that you learn in a book. And these are truly leadership skills, people skills that they will take on to wherever they go next. So thank you to the entire team that continues to bring that wonderful program to our youth here in the city of Norwalk. I'd also like to say to our youth, you are almost there. The school year is almost done. Our college students, they are getting ready to go into finals, either the end of this week, going into next week. You got this, stay focused. Our seniors, this is the time where you pump the gas and finish strong and you keep going. Don't let off, don't get senioritis, don't look for, find the finish line. And to all of those at high school and middle school, our elementary schools, the world is open for you. You're going to get ready to turn that next chapter in your book. Enjoy it, have fun, and really make a difference. That's your goal. That's your goal. And my final thing tonight, Mayor, is I would love to wish everyone a very happy Mother's Day, to our moms in the city, our sisters, our cousins, our aunts, our grandmas. No matter what, a mom can be in any way, shape, or form, and how your impact is on any child is huge. So happy Mother's Day to all of you. That's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Valencia.
Thank you, Mayor.
Let me see. The City of Bell swearing in for council members, for the new council members. There are 2 reelected and 1 that was there. Really great to see. I think all of us know Ali Saleh, and then Monica Arroyo gets sworn in again. That was really nice. And Autism Resource Fair. I hear that some of you were also there, and I caught the very tail end of it, but it's always great to be able to support such a great resource and all the resources that are involved. And Alan, Director of Parks and Rec, thank you so much for making that happen. And I heard just positive things and how it was just like, it's been the best ever. And the petting zoo and for the staff to be able to make the arrangements to make that happen, I think was the highlight of it all. Did Mila enjoy herself, Jennifer? Yeah. Okay. And then your grandchild as well? She did. Oh, she didn't go? Okay. Well, I hear that all of the kids just loved it. So I can't wait for next year. I changed my hair appointment, so it's not on the same day. That's why I wasn't able to go. All right, then Saturday, the Bob White Park ribbon cutting. Oh my God, all the wonderful, happy faces of people and dogs running around. And I want to say that our very own Anthony Garcia was the first, he and his dog Pikachu, to go into the park, and Pikachu was just running all over the place. Not Cujo. Pikachu, that's his name. But we had these beautiful dogs that were just like the St. Bernards, and it's just big, small. They all had a great time. And I didn't hear any barking like at each other. That was great. And everybody was picking up after their dogs, which was even better. And of course, the new, oh gosh, the kids, the slides, all of that. Playground, thank you. That was amazing. And I love that they had that bouncy foam ground so that, what is that called, Alan? What is it? Yes, that. That was great because over time, over the years, we've had a lot of kids, oh, the broken hand or arm or what have you. None of that. Well, at least we'll lessen the opportunities of that happening. Anyway, suffice to say, that was a fantastic ribbon cutting. And then just this past Friday and Saturday, several of us council members went to the funeral services of our very own former commissioner and just friend and longtime leader of this community, as well as other clubs, our very own Martin Greenidge. And we went to his funeral services, and boy, what a loss, But like we all said, he's needed in service up there, not down here anymore. So that was great. Then we were able to be there and help and be of service to his widow and the family and the friends. Let me tell you, there were about 300 something people that showed up, and I want to say thank you to the city of Norwalk for acknowledging his service, and especially Director of Social Services, Gabriela Regalado. Thank you for the beautiful arrangements that were there. I took pictures. I'm going to send them to you. They were fantastic. And the family really deeply appreciated it. And then Sunday, I went over to El Baja Grill, I think it's called, for their buffet Sunday brunch. That was really good. And I ate so much that I had to go for a walk afterwards at Norwalk Park. And I was able to see our rose garden, a new rose garden refurbished. It was beautiful. And then I actually got to see some, how do you pronounce it, Skolas participants out there, and then with our Norwalk Parks and Rec staff doing some activities and really engaging them and participating in some physical sports as well. So it was really great to see them in action, and I had read about it and everything, and I didn't think I was going to be able to go, but I caught them doing their thing, and that was wonderful. So I think that's all I have, other than to wish everyone who plays the role and those that are actual mothers a very happy Mother's Day. Thank you. What? Did you want me to do it? Oh, okay. I'll do it now. Thank you.
All right. I wanted to thank you, Mayor Margarita Rios, for allowing me to read a little bit about our friend Martin Irvin Greenidge. He passed away on April 12th, 2024, and he is survived by his spouse, widow now, Marcel Greenidge, who is our commissioner for 3 commissions. For Jennifer Perez with Social Services, and with me, Historical Heritage, and oh my goodness, Public Policy. No, what is it? Okay, I have to remember that. Oh, Parks and Rec, Public Safety. Thank you, Public Safety. It's right here. All right, and he served in Historical Heritage, Parks and Recs, Planning Commission, Public Safety, and Social Services, and just a wonderful man who always gave of himself, who always was there with the Norwalk Lions Club. He's a past president. He's a past president of the Hubert Humphreys Club as well. Anywhere he went, they always asked him to be a leader, to be in positions of leadership, because you can count on him. You can count on his loyalty, his friendship, and of his service. He put a book together, well, the family did, of his Island Boy recipes, and you can buy it on Amazon. It's called Island Boy Recipes. Fantastic recipes of his journeys, of his travels, but mostly he was so proud of him being from Barbados, and Jamaican recipes, the Bajan community as well. And there were lots of people from the cricket teams that he's been in, just supportive of him. And as I said, he is going to be missed. Mayor Margarita Rios and our colleague Rick Ramirez spoke very beautifully about him and his family and his friends. Just, we went on, and we just celebrated his life. Because when someone like him passes away and goes on to serve in other capacities up in heaven, you just have to celebrate all the wonderful things that they've done. And I know I'd love for that to happen to people, for not to mourn, to just be happy and remember all the beautiful times that are spent with one another. So thank you for allowing me to do this.
Thank you, Anna. Councilmember Ramirez?
Madam Mayor, no comments tonight.
Okay, thank you. I just have a couple of things, and I do want to begin by welcoming everyone who's joined us this evening. Really appreciate your time to come and listen about all the great stuff happening in our community. The Councilmember Perez already mentioned the Pelota de Trapo event that we hosted here in the city of Norwalk at the Norwalk Arts and Sports Complex. And it was nice because it was one of the first in LA County. So for Norwalk to be a host of the event was pretty significant, because it was a gathering of all youth who came together to learn about leadership, to learn about volunteerism, to learn about why it's important to work together in partnership with others. And one of the activities that they performed that day that I was able to participate in, so everybody got a bag, and in the bag was just different type of material. There was string, there was a plastic bottle, there was aluminum foil, and your task was to build whatever ball corresponded to that sport. So we got soccer. So myself and my team, we were green team, and with these youth, we had a couple of minutes to quickly just put all of this together for it to resemble a soccer ball, basically. And it was really neat, because one of the things I think theme that I took out of it is use whatever you have available to you, how little or how great, and make something awesome out of it. And so I was really excited to be able to participate with them. And I'm glad that, you know, we in the city of Norwalk could say that we hosted their event here, one of the first in LA County. That was nice. Jennifer and I also, over the last couple of weekends, attended the military ball at Cerritos College, and that was really nice. I think they celebrate. There was eight graduates, eight veteran graduates who graduated, finished their curriculum. Some receiving their degree and registered as a nurse. Others administration of justice. Others were psychology. And so it was really nice because they shared as they received their recognition for all the work, you know, that they've done just to get up to this point. Everything that as veterans they've had to go through, you know, to get to this point. And they recognized Cerritos College and their Veterans Center as a very holistic center that was able to provide for them not just their educational attainment, but emotional, psychological, physical support. What we talk about when we talk about wraparound, you know, services and the whole, the person, addressing the person as a whole and their needs. So it was really nice. They had a really nice ceremony. Again, recognizing their veteran graduates at Cerritos College. I did kid around with Dr. Fierro and our city manager. We were just kind of chatting, and I said, I have a very important question. And I said, when, because we were talking about, you know, what's next in the community, what's next for the college, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, well, I know, I have a question. When are we going to rename Cerritos College to Norwalk College? It is in the city of Norwalk, right? I mean, I am an alumni. Okay, many of us are. I'm just saying, you know, they just, you know, my city manager over here just kind of chuckled, you know, but I think he thought it was a good idea. So, yeah, that was nice catching up with Dr. Fierro. Also, over the last couple of weeks, we had one of our Meet the Mayor at Hollyfield Park, and immediately following our ribbon cutting for the playground there. And it was really nice because I had two young students, twins, a male, female, boy, girl, and they were there and they wanted to talk to the mayor about a specific request or issue they had for one of our parks. And I just found it so, so inspiring, you know, that they made an effort, made a point to, I know where the mayor is going to be, and I have a request. I have an issue that I want the mayor to help me with. And so it was really nice. I introduced them to our city manager, and it was really nice to be able to interact with our youth and our families in the community that day. I know there was already a mention about please be a responsible pet owner. We do get concerns. I do hear about that. And I often, you know, come across that particular issue in my own neighborhood when I'm walking. So if you have a pet, please be responsible and pick up after your pets. Yeah, do your dog duty. Get it? Duty. Dog duty. And then the last thing I'll share, as Anna mentioned her current visit to Baja Grill for their brunch.
Yes, Sunday brunch.
Yeah. They were actually, there was a news segment on Cinco de Mayo, and El Baja Bar and Grill was actually, they did a story on El Baja Bar and Grill. The owner was there, or the manager was there. They were kind of showing off their meals, their different drinks. And so I thought it was really cool that we had a restaurant here, El Baja, who was, their story was shared on one of the news media outlets. I think that was really good publicity for them and for our city. I do recommend the restaurant if you like Mexican food and different drinks. Yes.
The mimosas
Uh-huh.
included.
Mimosas are free?
90 minutes from you.
First 90 minutes?
Yes.
Oh my good. Okay,
I
so
think
you heard it
that's why
here
I couldn't
first.
see the cameras.
Councilmember Valencia wanted to share about the mimosas.
Yes.
Okay.
Usually we pay extra.
All right, so that's all I have for this evening. Thank you. And we're going to move now with our special presentations. We have a few of them. So after the first one, I'll ask my colleagues if they want to remain on the floor there, in that area. That's perfectly acceptable. Okay, the first presentation is to proclaim Municipal Clerks Week, May 5th to May 11th. May 5th to 11th is recognized as Municipal Clerks Week, a special time to recognize the valuable contributions of municipal clerks with local government. Their dedication and expertise contribute significantly to the smooth operation of municipal affairs, from organizing elections to preserving official records. The observance of Municipal Clerks Week serves as a reminder of the vital role these professionals play in supporting the foundations of our communities. That is why the City of Norwalk is proud to proclaim May 5th to the 11th as Municipal Clerks Week and have a deeper appreciation for municipal clerks and their unwavering commitment to public service. Accepting this proclamation is our own City Clerk Department. We thank them for their diligent efforts in upholding the principles of good governance and enhancing civic engagement. City Clerk team, please come forward to receive the proclamation and take a few photos with myself and my colleagues. Thank you for all you do. Congratulations. Congratulations. Here you go. Congratulations. Good job. Good job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I always like seeing you all smiling faces. Oh, the gentleman in the room. The gentleman in the room. Okay. Okay. I also want to mention that the City of Norwalk processes passports. That was, yes, very, very proud of that, that we do that. You know why? Because that generates revenue for our city. So the more the better. So if you didn't already know that our city clerk's office can issue passports and renew passports, just issue new ones. Spread the word. How many, I know I read it in the weekly memo, how many you guys recently processed. How many did you guys do recently?
I was going to save that for my presentation.
Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll save that. Okay. The next proclamation is to proclaim May as Older Americans Month. That's my month. That's Anna's month. The month of May is recognized as Older Americans Month to shine a spotlight on the dedication of our elder citizens towards the American dream for their own families and the community. They have paved the path for our future generations to flourish. This serves as a reminder to acknowledge our older citizens who serve as our cherished loved ones, trusted friends, mentors, and neighbors. The City of Norwalk remains steadfast in its commitment to foster a connected community that honors and supports our elder generation. including access to vital services and support systems. Each May, the city awards a proclamation to the Social Services Department for their outstanding community efforts. Also, the County of Los Angeles recognizes an older American nominee from every city in the county. Nominee applications are distributed in the community and entries are submitted to the Senior Center. Accepting the proclamation is Ms. Shirley Green, who was unanimously chosen by the Senior Citizen Commissioners and attended a county event on May 16th to represent our city and receive recognition. Shirley has called Norwalk home for over 5 decades. She is a shining example of community service in her role as teacher's aide at Kennedy Elementary School, at the Norwalk Senior Center, and at New Life Church. We extend our gratitude to Shirley for bringing joy to our seniors at the Norwalk Senior Center's nutrition program. Thank you to the social services team for their unwavering support of our elder citizens. Shirley and social services team, please come up to receive the proclamation and take a few photos. Let's give them a round of applause. You're welcome. So this one is for Shirley all by herself. She can take this one home and hang it anywhere you'd like as a proud reminder of how much you mean to the community of Norwalk. You're welcome. All right. The next proclamation is we are proclaiming California Day of the Teacher, May 8th. May 8th is recognized as California Day of the Teacher. We recognize the extraordinary contributions of our teachers who play a pivotal role in shaping the future of our society. Teachers are the cornerstone of our education system. They guide and inspire students to reach their fullest potential. Dedication and passion often extend far beyond the classroom because they nurture and mentor the leaders of tomorrow. That is why the City of Norwalk is proud to recognize the valuable role that teachers play in shaping the minds and hearts of our youth. Thank you to all the teachers for their valuable contributions to our city and beyond. May your efforts continue to inspire generations to come. Accepting this proclamation today is Board President of the Norwalk Lamarada Unified School District, Mr. Jose Rios, as well as we have also Board Member Dr. Rob Cancio. And if there are any teachers here, current or past, come on up. We celebrate you today. Let's give them a round of applause.
I have my whole life. I have my whole life.
Hello, hello. Okay, I love it. Okay. Board President Jose Rios, Board Member Dr. Rob Cancio, thank you for being here with us. And I know Ana is a teacher. How many years, Ana? Almost 30 years. April Reuter teaches at Edmondson. How many years, April? Wow. I know Mr. Lopez. How many years for you? All right, nice. Karen, how about you? 37 years in education. How about you? 16 years. Where do you teach? Downey Unified. Congratulations. Okay, our next proclamation is we are proclaiming Classified School Employee Week, May 19th to the 25th. Let's give them a round of applause. May 19th to the 25th is recognized as Classified School Employee Week. Our classified school employees are the backbone of educational institutions. They play an essential role on the daily operations of our schools and provide crucial support services to the success of our educational system. Very, very true. The dedication of serving the students, teachers, parents, and school administrators exemplifies the spirit of teamwork and collaboration. The City of Norwalk is proud to proclaim Classified School Employee Week and express our appreciation for the hard work of these school heroes. We acknowledge the diverse roles of classified school employees, which include bus drivers, custodians, cafeteria workers, office staff, and much more. Accepting this proclamation today is Mr. Rios from the Norwalk Lamarada Unified School District, and Board Member Dr. Rob Gancio. I also believe we have a CSCA, we have a classified employee in present, we have the president of the Classified Employees Association, yes? If you would please also come forward to accept this proclamation. And anyone else here that serves in one of the vital roles, really, as a classified employee, you are the boots on the ground doing the work at these schools, and the teachers could not do what they do without you. So if you perform in one of these roles, please also come up. Let's give them another round of applause. Announce all the good stuff here. You should have brought a resume. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so Marta is president of the Classified Employees Association, yes, and a employee of the district for how long?
30 years.
30 years, and you are a graduate of the district as well?
I'm a former alumni of John Glenn High School, class of '87.
Ooh, go Eagles! Okay, we also have Rose, who is totally one of our very dedicated community members. Bellflower Unified, works in the office for almost 26 years, doing the mail. Thank you, Rose. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, our next and final presentation this evening is we are recognizing our home and business beautification contest winners. Yes. It is an honor to recognize and congratulate the home and business beautification contest winners. We would like to recognize the outstanding efforts of the community members who have gone above and beyond to beautify their homes and businesses. Your dedication to enhancing the aesthetic appeal of our neighborhoods has not gone unnoticed. The winner receives a certificate, plaque, poster, and a gift card. In the following categories, the first is the Lowe's gift card of $100 are given to first place, $75 to second place, and $50 to third place. Community Promotion Commissioners vote for contest winners in 3 exciting categories, which are curb appeal, home improvements, and business. I would like to invite the commissioners to come up and help us announce our winners. And winners, when your name is announced, please come forward to claim your prize, and we will also take some pictures with the winners to celebrate your great work that you are doing in the community. Congratulations, and thank you for inspiring our community to keep it vibrant and attractive for the generations to come. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Armida Leon. I'm Commissioner Armida Leon. I'm the Chair for Community Promotions. I am here to announce the Home and Business Beautification Contest winners. Before I do, I would like to thank all who participated for showcasing such beautiful pride in your homes and your business, and also to commend you and also thank you on your participation and being an integral part of the beautification efforts here in the city of Norwalk. On behalf of the commission, I'd like to announce our curb appeal category for third place winner is Vince Longoria.
And look at this. Look at that. You get to put this. You get to put this on your lawn to let all your neighbors know. Step it up.
Apologies, before I continue, I did want to introduce my fellow commissioners for community promotions. We have Art Sanchez, David Ang, and Santu Beecham. Now for our second place winner for curb appeal category, Michael and Cynthia Mora. Please come forward.
Got a sign for you to promote the great work you've done, and also this beautiful plaque recognizing your outstanding effort. And she was quick to grab it. Give me a minute here. No, $75 gift card to Lowe's. You're welcome.
And our first place winner for curb appeal category, Gustavo Sanchez and Virginia Arbizu.
The winners claim that. Come on back so we can take a group photo with you all here together. And I want to once again just take this opportunity to thank you for participating. And the beautification efforts that you do really go a long way and mean a lot to all of us, because if everybody does their little piece at improving and beautifying, we hope that it's a trend and other neighbors start picking up on that, right? The city picks up on that, so we look beautiful. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Curb Appeal Contest winners. Next, we have our home improvement category. We have second place, Joanne Ramos.
Congratulations, and you get a $75 gift card to Lowe's.
Thank you.
Here you, and who's your partner over here? Oh, do we give him some credit for this too? Oh, okay, he helped. He was the brawn behind the, okay, good, good, good. What's your name, sir? Donovan. Okay, and here is your, so you can display that on your lawn to let everybody know your winners.
Our first place winner for home improvement category, Bella Martinez.
You also have a $100 gift card to Lowe's. Congratulations. He did, okay, yeah, don't be shy. All right. Well, here you go then. Here.
He just needed someone to tell him what to do.
our final category is our Interior Business Appeal category. And we have a first place winner, Souls Place.
$100 gift card. $100 gift card. Congratulations, Soul.
Three, one, two, and three. That's good.
And that's all for our contest.
Thank you. I really want to thank all the participants and winners once again for really your effort to do your part to beautify wherever it is that you are, your home, your place of business. It really means a lot towards our efforts of a clean and safe city. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for making that effort, and congratulations, and keep up the great work.
Mayor, if I could, to all of our residents, businesses, everybody that was here tonight accepting and getting awards and accolades, as a reminder, the city has a professional photographer with a Flickr page where you can find all of these photos downloaded on that page. You can download them onto your computer, your phone, and they are for the community to share. So please give us a day. Those will be uploaded, and you can enjoy all those pictures in case you didn't happen to have paparazzi and a cell phone with you today. So you're good to go.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, I'm going to turn it over for a few minutes to our city manager.
Yes, thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. Good evening. Tonight, under my city manager comments, we will have the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department quarterly update, as is customary. And we have tonight with us Captain Conti, who will present.
I thought I was up here for the beauty award. I guess not so lucky. Well, it feels like I haven't seen some of you guys for a while. I've been pulled in a lot of different directions, but it's good to be here tonight. Madam Mayor, I feel like I see you all the time on social media, though, so haven't skipped a beat. Yesterday marks 9 months that I took over as captain here at Norwalk Station. I had the privilege and honor to do that. And when I got the job, I was told that community engagement and creating safe and livable neighborhoods is the focus and the mission of the council. And I took that to heart because that's why I wanted to be a police captain. I really believe in those things. So it was perfect for me. And as you remember, when I interviewed for this position, my experience as being a detective supervisor, I learned that community engagement is the best tool we have because that helps us solve crimes. Getting the community involved where we can reach out to them and get some information on crimes that happen really helps our job. Norwalk, the violent crime in the city of Norwalk is down by over 1/3 year to date. And that is because of the mission that you envisioned and the mission that the Public Safety Department and the Sheriff's Department embarked on. So we're really happy about that. When I began this, I know I mentioned it before, I couldn't have landed on a better team with Jesus at the realm, Ozzy, Noe, who I know but I never worked with. It was a perfect combination of Public Safety Department, all of those great people. It really put me in a great position to have some of the successes that we've had. I've had an opportunity to participate in some of the community events recently. The Quadrant, Coffee with a Quadrant Officer. I went to every single one of those. It was really unique because You meet with a business owner who's hosting it and with the community members from those different parts of the city. And it's really neat because what affects one area doesn't necessarily affect another. And I have to give a shout out to your PSOs. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm still rusty and I stumble, but these guys are doing it for like 30 months. It seems like they're young kids and they were out there engaging with the community, speaking better than I could speak, really grasping the concept. So you guys are hiring great people over there. They're very awesome. So we did that program. It was really good to meet with everyone. And then just yesterday, I had the opportunity to participate in the Coffee with a Commuter. It's a lot of coffee. Maybe I just like coffee, but that was another awesome program. Yeah, Starbucks hosts quite a bit. Yeah, they did yesterday as well. But that was another great event. I mean, these are the workers. These are the people that either live in our city and work in our city. They shop here. They eat here. And they're the ones that keep that big wheel turning. And we had an opportunity at one point, Ozzy and I were up on the platform talking to these commuters. And I got to tell you, they were literally very appreciative of the investment in security. They see the PSOs out there. They see the deputies out there. They have that booth up there that they're starting to man to kind of watch their cars. And they literally thanked us. We met with dozens of people yesterday, and I believe we got over 24, near 30 survey takers. And they were almost all positive. Some people still don't like the police, but almost all of them were all positive. But they really, literally expressed things. So that was a really cool thing to participate in. So to the second component, that the mission that I was giving of creating a safe and livable neighborhoods, we achieved that and brought our violent crime down by the investment, and I've said it before, in the NET team. These guys are awesome. It's just a luxury for me as a captain to have this army of deputies that we could just insert in every problem that we have. This kind of investment, it disrupts criminal activity. It reduces injury or death to our residents. It enhances community trust when they see us out there, and it creates a safe and livable city. That's what we all want, whether we're shopping here, living here every day. So it's a luxury for me. When a problem happens within the city, big or small, we assess the situation. We get with Ozzy, with Noe, with our PSOs, with our deputies, and the relationship that we built with Ozzy, with Noe. When you talk to one of them, you talk to all of us because we communicate so well. We get those resources out there, and we feel like we've had some success lately. Our NET team took over 100 guns off our streets in the last 2 years, and that's a big number. And many of those guns were ghost guns, those guns that are illegally made and not traceable after they're used in a crime. So, just speaking of the NET team, just yesterday I pulled just randomly their latest activity log. And nothing is too big or too small for the NET team, whether they're escorting Santa around at Christmas time, handing out toys to the kids, to the stuff that they usually do, which is, some of the quality of life issues up to the shootings and murders. But just a couple of things. Just this past week, made an arrest for public intoxication in front of a liquor store. When families or people are going to go to a store, they don't want to be, that's not something they have to deal with, somebody who's under the influence drinking in public. Multiple patrol checks for drug activity. We commonly get requests, hey, they're selling drugs here, they're doing this, doing that. We do it in marked police cars, we do it in undercover, we do it in different ways, and they're constantly doing that. Frequent patrol checks of our parks, and that's always a big issue. And maybe because I'm Latino, but I remember every birthday or any event, off to the park we went. So when I became a patrol deputy and I was patrolling, I always remember that. So it would be a weekend day, and I would, drive up on the curb in my police car and slowly drive through the park, because that's what people want to see. Beautiful girls like Rosalie, who gave our Pledge of Allegiance, we do it for her. She said she goes to Hermosillo Park, and that's why we do it, and that's the message we pass on to our deputies. So they're out there doing that. They backed up our public safety officers. We had some of them observe 2 ladies leaving a bar drunk, getting into a car, and they were able to stop them, and they actually made an arrest for drugs. So This is what they do every day, every week, every month. And again, that is because you guys invested in that, and we appreciate it very much. Traffic safety is another big issue, and it's more than just writing tickets. Whenever there's an issue with traffic and it comes our way, we get with us, public safety, and engineering. It's a multi-pronged approach of enforcement, education, and engineering. And those efforts have really helped as our DUI crashes are down for the year compared to last year's. We do other, when you contract with the Sheriff's Department, there's a lot of other resources that come our way. And one of them is our traffic services detail. And it helps that they're here at Star Center right down the street because we could always reach out to them. But so far this year, they did 2 DUI checkpoints within our city. And we've had a lot of success with that. So when we get our traffic team together, the 3 motor deputies that you guys invested in, the commercial enforcement deputy that we could dedicate to certain parts of the city, especially on the south end, it really helps us out. We've done a pedestrian and a crosswalk operation with almost 30 citations, the commercial enforcement, and then our social media campaigns where we address traffic safety, unsafe driving, DUIs, and of course illegal mini bikes, which are kind of a thing right now. So all of those different ways that we've been approaching the problems within our city. I'll talk again on parks, just to say thank you for the investment you made in there. It's important to me, but not only the public safety officers, our deputies, but also the technology, the cameras that we have in there that help us deter crime as well as solving crime. So all of those investments are really paying off. And it's not just going out there and catching them, but when these deputies have the time to talk to people out on the street, whether it's the PSOs or deputies, they build those relationships and rapport, and this is their neighborhood. So where they might be a little scared to talk to law enforcement sometimes, they kind of build that relationship and, hey, I saw a car that day of the shooting. And that's really valuable, where the deputy that's working patrol every day just doesn't have the luxury of having, because he's chasing that computer, like I mentioned before. Another great area where public safety, the city's been very proactive, and it's a new thing, is our Norwalk Business Watch. I really think it's awesome. What a cool thing. These are our business owners. As a kid growing up at a store, my parents' business, you know that lonely feeling when there's not a lot of employees and you're in there running the store. And having law enforcement, whether it's deputies or the public safety officers, going out there, reaching out to them. They're too busy to go to these neighborhood watch meetings or running a business. So they have the luxury of, they have this bulletin that they put out. They have the luxury of scanning here. We have our detectives identify crime trends involving businesses, and they'll get these bulletins on how to protect themselves. Burglary in our city is down almost 25%. But these kind of things will help us because businesses know how to protect themselves, how to protect their businesses, whether it's during the day or at nighttime. Another area is homelessness. This is an area, and I think I've told you before, where I brag to the other captains that my city has invested in a HOPE team. This is an amazing thing as a police supervisor to have the luxury of having these guys that are trained and have the time to speak with them. We're not sending armed police officers to somebody experiencing a mental health crisis. These guys have helped us tremendously, the HOPE team, in reducing our calls for service with them. We have to go help them sometimes, which is perfect. We're there for them, and the rapport that our deputies have with the PSOs, it's really good. They're providing a trained person to give that long kind of the time to talk to them and getting into service. And because of that, it frees up the deputy. And also because of that, our uses of force, our complaints, and our deputy injuries are down so far. So thank you for that investment in them. So I really just wanted to talk about the things that have been going great. We always have our challenges. Again, our public safety team with the public safety department, with the sheriff's department, the sergeants, the deputies, the PSOs, they're all committed, especially the net team guys. We really got them to buy in on this. And so I want to thank you for that. We do have some challenges, and sometimes we fall short. And in those instances, so I want to just let you know that we're committed to working with you, hearing from the community how we can get better, because we have expectations and we're not always there, but we'll always try. So we're going to continue to take advantage of all the services you give us. We're going to continue our proactive policing, and we're going to continue to make this city a place where everyone could enjoy themselves, live freely, and enjoy the parks like Little Rosalie. So that's all I had for you so far today.
Thank you, Captain. I'll go ahead and open it up for with my colleagues. Any questions or comments for the captain? Tony?
Yeah, I have a quick comment. I mean, you cover a lot of stuff there, and I just got to tell you, you're doing a great job. It's amazing how you've been able to move the needle in just 9 months. For as long as I've been associated with Norwalk, we had always prayed for a partnership, a true partnership between the city and the sheriff's department. It gives me a lot of pride that that happened, because you know, you're doing a heck of a job. I know Noe is doing a heck of a job, and I can feel it. I mean, you know, obviously you all live in town, and you know, you can feel it when things are going right and when they're not going right. And over the last 9 months, for sure, that's happened. I got to thank you for that, because I know it's your leadership that makes it happen. So thank you, Captain.
Thank you, sir. That's a great compliment. Thank you very much. And it's definitely a team effort.
Councilmember Perez?
Thank you. And I would just to add on that, sometimes you see a new leader come in and want to change the entire program and say, this is my station now. Let me bring my ideas, my programs, etc. Captain, you came in with open eyes, saw what we were doing, and became a part of our program and of our family. You added to it instead of changing things that had been working, but you helped improve what was there. And it's that partnership that Tony had mentioned. It's working. I am very grateful, and by all means, keep going.
Thank you. I definitely
Continue to recruit. Help us however we can help push recruits. If we can put pressure on the supervisors to fill those classes, or the sheriff Luna, and really fill those opportunities to not only recruit but to retain the deputies that you have, please let us know, because that can come from us a lot easier than it can
Yes,
from
ma'am,
you.
it sure does.
So let us know what we can do, please.
Thank you for that, and you reminded me of a very important topic, is recruitment. Our department really is. So if anybody knows anyone who wants to be a cop, this is a great time, because we're hiring. But we had, you know, with the PSOs here, we've had recently 3 PSOs that moved on to be deputy sheriffs, and my goal is to bring them back home, bring them back to the station. So what a great thing to recruit from our community and have, you know, work hard to bring them back, because there's nothing like, you know, patrolling the streets that you rode a skateboard on. I have the luxury of doing it because I grew up in Downey, and I remember being at 5 Points, you know, trying to buy some jeans and stuff like that, and to drive there now with as being the captain of a station, and you know, it really just teaches them that you never know where you'll end up. It's really rewarding. So thank you for reminding me of that, and thank you for the comments.
Rick, do you have anything? Anna?
Thank you, sir.
I wanted to mention I'm taking the training for the City Council and Sheriff's Academy. It's intense. I got to visit the Twin Towers. I got to talk to some of the people who are incarcerated, and of course with the officers. And as Jennifer mentioned, and you've mentioned, there is a need for more deputies, and so to spread the word, to give us information on where they're going to have like hiring fairs, or you know, or I mean bullets on who to contact, that would be great. And also, it's I've seen firsthand and driven some of the trainings that you've gone through, or not you specifically, but others. That's intense work, and I'm very proud to have seen that and witnessed it firsthand, because it really is great training, and so many people, and from all over the world, I understand, come to the training of the Sheriff's Academy because it's that good. And so it's great to see that we have those resources, we have that in place, but also it is important to have people come in, to recruit and train, and then that way we have our public safety, what have you, and then we move them along. The connectedness that we have, that partnership is wonderful, and we just need to enhance it some more. So
I
thank
agree
you.
100%. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
I just want to say, first, I want to start by asking you, Captain, to please thank, all the deputies, all the men and women, who do this job. It's not an easy job, but it's a noble profession, and it is very worthwhile. And you can't function in a city, a community, municipality without a public safety component. I mean, you just can't, right? I mean, you just can't.
Mhm.
And so please thank them. And I also, I'm happy to hear, about some of the focus areas that, you as the leader have shared, or, with your deputies, how they understand what the expectations are, how, we're all working towards the same goal. We want a clean and safe community. We want to live, a livable, thriving city. And I know that for as long as, I've been on the city council, and, we kind of came all on around the same time, we've always put our support behind the sheriff's department here. Always. We've always recognized the importance of public safety. We hear the community loud and clear. And so that's why it's so important that we have a partner. The partnership that you mentioned, has been a work in progress, but it's been very fruitful, as of late. And so I really, really appreciate that. And thank you for mentioning the parks, because that is where our families gather. That is where our kids go and hang out. And as you mentioned, I have memories when I was young, going Norwalk Park was our hangout. That's where we had our barbecues, our picnics, our birthdays, and so that's where you make memories. And so I want to do everything that we can to ensure that our kids and our families have positive memories, and so I'm glad to hear that you share that focus with your deputies as far as getting out there, high visibility patrol, and community policing. Talk to the residents, say hello. I think that you'll see there's more that will be receptive than not. When you open up that, that partnership, because we need them. And I'm glad that we always, talk about, see something, say something, and I know we all do here because we live in the city too. We drive and see. We live here. We shop here. We visit the park. We go to the local bank. We, et cetera, et cetera. And I know I'm constantly, texting and calling, Ozzy and Jesus and, because we see some of the same issues, and we hope that our community can also help us to improve on those challenges, so that we can just continue to be better. So, and thank you to our LT over there. I know he, if I get a smile at him, I'm lucky. Oh, there we go. There it is.
Doesn't happen
But
very often.
he works hard.
He does.
And he leads a team very well. And I know their commitment. And that's really what it takes, is you got to have the heart and commitment to make a difference in this city for the people, period. So we appreciate that. Keep up the good work. And thank you.
Thank all of you. Very genuine when I say about the relationship, and somebody mentioned family, and that's really what it is, because we're here, when we drive down the streets, we're thinking of everybody. We want to keep everybody safe. So it truly comes from the heart. And I'll
Yes.
do my best to pass it on, as you said.
Yes,
So,
please let them know. And remember, yes, high visibility, check those parks, check those shopping centers, retail establishments,
mhm.
making sure that, our community feels safe going to our parks and shopping and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
It's a fun part of my job.
I know the neighborhoods, the residents appreciate, the patrol in the area. I know I do when I see one, I'll wave, hey, and so
Thank you so
I appreciate
much,
it.
ma'am.
And I know the sentiment, it's turned quite a bit
Mhm.
in the positive direction.
Thank you.
So definitely, stay with that momentum.
Thank you. I
Thank
definitely
you.
will.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you so
LT. Thank you, LT. Okay, Jesus.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. I just want to mention a couple of things. We are fortunate enough to have you, City Council members, Mayor and Vice Mayor, who really pressed the issue about having participation in selecting our captain on behalf of the city. And I think that's one area where I appreciate the fact that you're very vocal about it, and that we make a statement amongst the sheriff. I know that every chance I get, I thank him, Sheriff Luna. I thank him for having us involved in selecting our sheriff. And I just want to say that we got really lucky with our captain, Conti. And Noe, I can't say enough about you. Keep up the hard work. I don't know if you can work any harder, but we appreciate your eyes on the prize. And I really appreciate your efforts on issues that flare up in our city. And I will tell the community that you are on it. So thank you. Next, I just want to wish everyone who's a mother a happy Mother's Day. This is coming up this weekend, and appreciate what all you mothers do in our community with your kids. Keep them involved in our programs. It's one of the best ways to help them flourish within themselves. Next, we have Memorial Day coming up. Just a reminder and an invitation. That's on the 27th here at City Hall. And the other is we are adjourning tonight's meeting to May 28th. We will not have a mid-month meeting. We will be at a shopping center, international shopping center conference, recruiting tenants, recruiting businesses, and also providing developers, brokers, and tenants properties that are available to be seen here in the city of Norwalk. And that's a really important aspect of what we do, so that we gain interest from the development community in looking at Norwalk, because we are centrally located with on and off ramps off the 5 freeway, one of the busiest freeways here in California. And so that is an attraction in itself for tenants. So we want to make sure that they know that. We want to make sure that we show off the city. And so we won't have a mid-month meeting, but we'll have a May 28th meeting. And then with that, we'll start with our videos. Hollyfield and Bob White Park ribbon cutting. If we can play that.
Hi Norwalk, this week has been so busy. On Monday we had a ribbon cutting for Holyfield Park, where we opened up our new playground.
See my kid enjoying this, what the city offers, is great.
And today we're at Bob White Park, and we're opening up the playground, the dog park, as well as our new restroom. So please check it out.
The grand opening was nice, and we look forward to coming more often.
It was very, very awesome!
There's really not a good, reputable dog park around this area.
It's good for the community, you know?
Yes, and good for Bella.
And again, Mayor, members of the City Council, thank you for the investment in our parks, and they're looking better every day. Next, we have another event that if you weren't able to make it, we have it every year, so you're invited for next year. But this is the Mayor's Prayer Breakfast, and we'd like to show you what it was like this year. And hopefully, if you didn't attend this year, you can attend next year. But we have it every year. And so with that, we'll show the video.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2024 Mayor's Prayer Breakfast.
You know, it's exciting to be here this morning for the Mayor's Prayer Breakfast. It was great to hear from Mayor Rios and others about their experience growing up in the city. We talked about the value of letting our roots grow deep in the community, and I'm excited to start my day this way.
The Mayor's Prayer Breakfast is such a special event in the city of Norwalk. It was very well attended today. We had so many different organizations from our community here. We had our students, our youth in the city also join us. They joined us here together because we're rooting for a brighter future.
A great early morning event to start the day, for sure. Our next video is related to Arbor Day, and we celebrated Arbor Day for the week. We had several events, and we wanted to just share with you a video of what we shared. And you're always welcome again. Every year we have this beautiful event, planting trees, making the environment much more beautiful here in Norwalk. With that, we can play the video.
I thought this would be a great opportunity for me and my children and grandchildren to come together to experience this great opportunity of planting a tree in the city of Norwalk.
This event was a great community participation. We encourage families to name the tree that they plant. One of the families named it Joseph, but the grandkid said, "I'm going to call him Joey." So they take ownership. They name the tree, and so we're hopeful that, as the family said, "I'm going to come and do and pour a water bottle here once in a while to keep it alive." So just taking that ownership as we get the community involved in planting trees is, I think, a great way to just kind of teach about the environment and keeping the environment alive and well and appreciating it. So with that, we have the last video, which is the bi-weekly video, and that shows a culmination of many events that have happened. And again, you're always welcome to attend these events. That's the main message, because you might see some events that are to your appetite and you missed them, but we still have many more coming, and some of these we have on an annual basis. So with that, the bi-weekly video.
On Monday, April 22nd, Mayor Margarita Rios held a Meet the Mayor event for all residents at Hollifield Park. Be sure to follow our page for details on the next event. Also on the 20th, the Recreation and Park Services Department organized a Rose Garden beautification event at Norwalk Park in order to enhance the beauty of the Rose Garden. The event was a collaborative effort between the city staff and the local residents who worked together to improve the garden. Athens Services held a free mulch and compost collection drive at City Hall on Saturday, May 4th. Residents were encouraged to bring their containers to collect as much mulch and compost as they could. Later that day, the Norwalk Arts and Sports Complex hosted the Skollis USA Foundation. The event aimed to provide opportunities for young people in Los Angeles County to participate in workshops aimed at building their potential and emphasizing their importance.
Great events for the community, and that concludes my city manager's comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Somebody want to clap? Wait, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And I will take this opportunity to thank our communications team for all the work and just, giving this visual and audio presentation to our community. Obviously, if you're there to participate in the activities, it is so much fun and so much, it's nice. But, what they do so that others can kind of see what's going on and maybe be inspired to, hey, maybe next time I will show up for that community event. So thank you to your team. Please thank them all. Where are they? I know Rosalie and yes, let's give them a round of applause. They're behind the scenes, but they make us and look good. So thank you. All right, we'll continue with our director's report, and this evening we have our city clerk department presentation.
Mayor, members of City Council, Teresa DeVoy our city clerk, will present.
Thank you. Good evening again, Mayor and City Council members, and thank you for the opportunity to share a little bit about the City Clerk world. I'll start off with our first slide, which is our organizational chart for this year. So there are 6 full-time staff members and 1 part-time staff member assigned primarily to passport services. And just, because a lot of people don't know what a municipal clerk is, I just want to give a little bit of background. First of all, we're one of the oldest municipal government positions, and we're designated by statute. Municipal clerks have served before the advent of writing. I've been here almost that long. Referred to as scribes, reminders, remembrances, clerks. We are the keeper of the laws and the records of the city, and we are the agents of the city that serve as a professional link between the citizens, local governing bodies, and other governmental agencies. So there are a lot of similarities among city clerks throughout the state of California, and so I've listed some of the core responsibilities that you'll find from city to city. And but another thing I wanted to add too is that, as part of our jobs, we administer the democratic process, such as elections and maintaining and providing access to city records and recording the legislative actions of the city council while ensuring public transparency. The city clerk is also a compliance officer for federal, state, and local laws, such as the Political Reform Act, the Brown Act, the Public Records Act, and we're responsible for maintaining and protecting all of the vital, permanent, and historic records of the city. So first and foremost, the city clerk's role is to serve the citizens, the city council, our city manager, and all of our departments without exception. And we do that as a support department. So we are behind the scenes with every department that you come in contact with. And while we don't have all the glitz and glamour that most of the departments have, we take pride in the behind the scenes work that we do that helps assist the other departments so that they can shine. And I think my team shines through our professional, friendly, and exceptional customer service to both the external and the internal customers that we serve. I've heard often that, it's a good feeling that we have when we know that we've assisted with all of the wonderful projects and events that the city of Norwalk puts on for our community through our review of our agreements and insurances and bonds to ensure that we're helping to protect the city while they're doing those projects and events so that they can continue to take place. In my office, Liz Camarena is the deputy city manager, and she is the primary person who is responsible for reviewing all of those insurances and bonds. Since the beginning of this fiscal year, we have processed 414 agreements, and that means she's looked through the agreements to make sure that the insurance is compliant and the bonds are meeting the requirements. So as you can see, there's a lot of core responsibilities. The compliance officer that we mentioned, the election official, we compile the agendas, recording, maintaining proceedings of all the council meetings, administering records, maintaining ordinances and resolutions. There's a whole bunch more there. I'm just not even going to list them because you can all see them. But you can see that the majority of our work revolves around legislation, rules, and processes. Like I said, not glamorous, but necessary. One such legal responsibility is that of administering the Public Records Act. And Carmen Martinez in my office is a primary staff member who is our contact for when public records requests are submitted. She works with all of the departments to obtain those records if they're not in our physical possession, and then she responds to the requesters within the statutory time frame. So far this year, this fiscal year, we have received and processed 344 public records requests, ranging from very simple requests to some complex requests. So that kind of covers the core. So I'm going to kind of go beyond the basics. So beyond what we do as a city clerk's office and what other city clerk's offices do in our office, we've expanded from that role, and we have some other areas of responsibility that I just wanted to bring to your attention. So I'm going to highlight a few of those. One of those is the fact that, we do compile all of the reports or all of the agendas as a core responsibility, but we go beyond that and we actually review and edit staff reports for all the departments so that we can help ensure that the information that's being disseminated to City Council and the citizens is clear, concise, and accurate. So I don't have a total number of reports that we review, but you can get an idea by looking at all of your agendas that we're looking at every one of those, and we try to catch everything. The claims are processed through the city of Norwalk to the city clerk's office. Camille Moreno is my assistant city clerk, and that's one of the primary roles that she has. She manages the files and coordinates the information between the claims administrators and all of the staff members that may be involved with that information, so that the claims administrators may fully evaluate the details before making a determination on those claims. And as Mayor Rios mentioned earlier, we do passports. We started doing passports in 2020, so we had a little influx, and then we had a lull because of 2020 when we all shut down. But since that time, city clerk staff have processed 4,206 passports. So we are quite busy, and we do that by appointment only. And it's been great to help process those applications, help people travel around the world from Norwalk. Our main passport agent is David Beltran Jr., not to be confused with his father, who works in public services. He works 20 hours a week, and when he's not here, he's supplemented by the rest of the department, helping out in processing those applications. And I know you did mention renewals. We do renewals for children, but for adults, they have to go through the U.S. Department of State through the mail. Okay. Another thing that maybe you don't know, because some people get it confused with community information, if you've called into our switchboard, you have been greeted by Teresa Copen, who is our unofficial voice of the city of Norwalk. She is generally the person that will greet you and direct you to the appropriate department or provide information if it's quick enough to provide before we transfer you. She is also supplemented by the rest of the department. We all pick up the phone if we need to, if multiple lines are ringing, which they often do, and get them to where they need to be. Some additional responsibilities that she includes in her day would be assisting with the claims process, working with scanned documents to ensure that they're accurate before they're stored into our document imaging system. She sends out memorials when council closes the meeting in remembrance of individuals who've lived in our community. And then another one would be our mail and duplication services. We have a great service for our internal needs, and Sandy Hayes is my primary staff member who delivers all of our mails, greets everybody. I think everybody knows who Sandy is in City Hall. And she processes all of our duplication, our large duplication requests for the departments, primarily public safety, and I think recreation does a lot of our requests. She also assists with our advisory bodies, so she works with the staff and ensures that all of the agendas are being processed and posted correctly so that we're meeting the requirements of the Brown Act. And she maintains the rosters for those advisory bodies, the correspondence to the commissioners when they're appointed, when we have to say goodbye to some people, when we invite them back. And then she works with the departments on project noticing and communications as well. And one of the things that I find really fun, because it's really different from all of the paperwork that we push, is our Art and Public Places Committee. I get to serve as the staff liaison. So we have taken that fully on in our department. Liz Camarena is now assisting me in that process. So she's learning what we do with our Art and Public Places project. And moving on, our last slide. As you can see, we have many responsibilities. They vary from the legal to the fun, and none of it would be possible without the work of my team. And I just want to say that I'm very appreciative of all the hard work that they do to help Norwalk stay on track and to provide services to our community through our back end support of the other departments. So from my left to on your right would be Carmen Martinez. She's an office assistant 2. David Beltran is our part-time office assistant 1. Liz Camarena is deputy city clerk. She's just next to me. On the opposite side of me is Camille Moreno, assistant city clerk. Teresa Copin, office assistant 1, and Sandy Hayes, office assistant 1. And I'd like to thank you for giving me a few minutes to share some information about the City Clerk's Department. We do have a video, but if you have any questions or anything, I can help. I can answer questions before or after the video. We'll see the video. All right, thank you. And I would like to thank our communications team for making a very fun video for us. They're great to work with.
Very, very nice. I just want to say 2 things. I asked about the passports because that's kind of personal only. Well, because back in 2020, I asked our city manager, let's do passports because I saw that other cities were doing passports. And so I did a little research and I'm like, that's a revenue generating, And so I know it was something new. I know it was an additional task for you all. But thank you for taking that on. Over 4,000 passports, that's excellent. That's the first thing. And then the second thing I wanted to share is, as part of our agenda this year, I introduced the director's report because I wanted to give our different, directors, departments, an opportunity to highlight your team and the work that you do, and to give the director or the director's designee an opportunity to present. Because sometimes that's a challenge for someone, and it's part of leadership and professional growth. And so I love the way it's been going so far. So kudos to your team this evening and all the ones that have gone, that have been already gone before us and those yet to come. So thank you. Thank you. Okay, our consent calendar, there are 10 consent items for consideration. Do I have
Move
a
it.
motion?
Move it.
Second?
Madam Mayor, before you do take a vote,
Yes, sir.
there's a request not to pull the item from the agenda, but on item number 9, for it to note that Councilmember Perez will not be participating on the vote on that matter, in as much as she owns property within the area that's being which is the subject matter of item number 9. So you can take a action on the entire consent, but the record will note Councilmember Perez's non-participation in item number 9.
Okay. So can we take a roll call with that notice that you just gave? We can proceed with the roll call? Or do we?
Sorry, yes, but before we vote, we have a speaker who would like to speak on item number 5.
Okay. Let's see. Thank you for that reminder. Let me look through my cards real quick. What's that? Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Item number 5. Okay, I do have a card here. Thank you, Teresa, for the reminder. We have Brian Tyndall. Please come to the podium. You have 3 minutes to speak.
Hi, I'm Brian Tyndall. I'll be
Hi.
really brief. I was just wondering why the city of Norwalk paid for the elevator at a metro station. Shouldn't that be Metro paying? But thank you.
Mayor, if I may,
Oh,
we
yeah.
own the metro station.
Say again?
We own the city of Norwalk.
Yes.
Owns the Norwalk Santa Fe Springs Metrolink station.
Yes.
The rail service is provided by the Southern California Metrolink service. So they provide the service. We were funded through state and local funds to build that station.
Thank you so much, Jim. Appreciate that. Okay. No other speaker cards, right, for any of the consent items? No? We're good? Okay. So we'll go ahead and call for the roll call with the abstention from Councilmember Perez on item number 9.
9, just a no vote, a non-vote, I should say.
No vote.
No,
No
not
vote.
not participating.
Okay. 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 Roll call, please.
Council members Ayala,
Aye.
Perez,
Aye.
Ramirez.
Aye.
Sorry, yes, Ramirez. Sorry.
Aye.
And I'm just out of order at the moment. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm also an aye.
Councilmember Valencia, that was, and I already got Tony. Sorry, and Mayor Rios.
Aye. Do we have any appointments to advisory bodies this evening? No. Okay. Moving on to reports. Item number 12, Art in Public Places Project Proposal Approval, Aquatics Pavilion Mosaic Mural. Staff report, please.
Yes, Mayor, members of City Council, Ms. Teresa Devoy will present.
Sorry, that's where my mind was. Good evening again. So this evening, we are, the committee and I are excited to bring a mosaic mural piece to for the Art in Public Places. But before that, I wanted to start with a little bit of background, just in case there are people who are unfamiliar with what our program is. So the committee or the program consists of either art placed in our community by developers who have projects of $500,000 or more, or they can contribute to our Art in Public Places Fund. It's an equivalent of 1% of the total of their project cost. And we have been fortunate to have a few dollars in our fund. So we've done a lot of utility boxes in our community. We've done some art pieces. We have our fountain out here at City Hall and some other pieces throughout the community. Anyways, I cropped that. Sorry. The committee is comprised of members from the community through direct appointment by our city council or through being a member from our planning commission or parks and recreation commissions. And they work with staff to develop themes, art proposals, and recommendations of art pieces to the city council. Our current members are Chair Natalie Legaspi, Kim Apodaca, Victor Juan, Linda Lopez, Pilar Solis, and Gordon Steffenhagen. We do have some vacancies, so if you can think of individuals to appoint, that would be great to have more individuals. So this evening before us, again, is the mosaic mural that has been proposed to the City Council. It was something that was discussed with the committee and staff, and we reached out to an artist that had displayed her artwork at the Mary Paxton Gallery. Her name's Lindsay Parks. She's a very talented mosaic artist, and she has quite a few pieces. And I don't know if any of you attended, but it was a great display. Her proposal is a seahorse swimming in the ocean with underwater plant life, and we asked for that type. Here's the picture. We asked for something that was relatable to water, obviously because it's at the Aquatics Pavilion, and she came back with this beautifully colorful mosaic design that she has presented for us. And I'll show you what it's going to look like. This is where it's going to look, or where it's going to be placed in between the showers. So it's a lot of tan going on there, and this will bring some beautiful, vibrant colors for that area. But in addition to that, one of the things that we asked her to do was asked if she had any experience working with the youth in the community, because that's one of the things that the committee and I like about our utility box program, is the fact that we involve our youth in designing and painting those boxes, and I think it gives some community pride when they're involved in it. And it seemed to be very successful, and we did that at the Social Services Center, so we wanted to include that here as well. Fortunately, she's an employee for Downey Unified School District, so she does have experience working with students. She's actually done some murals for the district with the students there, and so part of her proposal does include inviting student residents between the ages of 8 and 18 to be included in the installation process. So I think that'll be really great. So the cost of the mural is roughly $7,700. That includes the labor, materials, and the insurance that we require for her to work on city property. Obviously, it involves community involvement, which is, I think, one of the great aspects of the project. And then the timeline, so because we're coming upon swim season, we thought we would wait until after the swim season's over and it's less crowded at the Aquatics Pavilion. So she'll start as soon as, if council approves tonight, and once we get the agreement in place, she'll start her work in obtaining all the materials, and she personally breaks up all of the tiles and so forth, and finds the tiles that'll match her concept. So she'll do all of that over the summer, and then in September is when she'll actually start the work at the site. And when we're ready, then we'll advertise that. And when we're ready, we'll invite the youth to come in. She'll provide goggles and aprons and stuff for the kids, so that for precautionary. And then she expects to finish the project by October. So she's thinking it should take just about 30 days to finish the project. So staff is recommending the City Council approve the mosaic that's proposed, the mosaic mural that's been proposed by Lindsay Parks and recommended by the committee to the City Council for installation at the Norwalk Aquatic Pavilion. And that concludes my report, unless you have any questions.
Thank you, Teresa. Does council have any questions? I'll go ahead and move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes. Council members Perez.
Aye.
Ramirez.
Aye.
Valencia.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ayala.
Aye.
And Mayor Rios.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 13, restoration of Norwalk Transit System fixed route service. Staff report, please.
Yes, Mayor, members of City Council, Mr. Derek Donald will present.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. Mayor Rios, members of the City Council. This evening, I will present the authorization to implement fixed route restoration for our service. Next slide. So a little background. Norwalk Transit System currently operates municipal fixed route bus services, 6 routes within the city of Norwalk and about 9 other municipalities or cities, surrounding cities. to Norwalk in LA County and unincorporated areas of LA County. NTS maintained its full complement of services, fixed route services throughout the pandemic. However, bus operator shortages became an increasing problem as it relates to the bus operators needed to fulfill daily service. Next slide. Therefore, NTS was forced to make some emergency temporary adjustments to our service to reduce disruptions and restore some of that service reliability that we're known for. Route 1 was temporarily reduced from 6 buses to 5 buses. Next slide. Route 4, we temporarily discontinued the express bus service from the Norwalk Santa Fe Springs Metrolink station to the C Line station that offers a direct link for commuter rail passengers to that C Line station. And then our Route 7, we discontinued the short line service or shuttle service between El Monte Station and Rio Hondo. Next slide. We also on our Route 7 temporarily, well, it's a hard word to say tonight, temporarily reduced the frequency of the buses so that buses would arrive every 45 to 50 minutes rather than, and now they would arrive every 60 minutes. Those temporary changes reduced the number of bus operators that we needed to maintain our weekday service. Next slide. So as far as recruitment and ridership, we took some proactive steps to address some of those concerns with our bus operators to retain and recruit bus operators. And that's what's allowing us tonight to recommend the restoration of some of these temporary adjustments. Also, NTS ridership has increased slightly. It's not returned to pre-pandemic levels, of course, but the growth is prompting us to restore some of these temporary service adjustments. Next slide. So some of the proposed restoration would be for our Route 4. We want to restore that express bus. However, the alignment will change a little bit. It will run down Imperial versus the previous alignment where it ran along Civic Center, San Antonio, Foster, and on over to Studebaker to the C Line station. Next slide. Route 7, we're going to restore the frequency there. So we're going to add 2 more buses, which will increase the frequency from buses arriving every 60 minutes. Buses will now arrive every 40 minutes. And as for Route 1, we plan on restoring that service at mid-year. Next slide. So as far as notification to the public and citizens advised, if you may, the Federal Transit Administration Title VI compliance requires a public hearing and environmental justice equity analysis for service changes that meet a definition of major service changes. So the scope of these changes do not meet that definition. So the public hearing and equity analysis were not required for these changes. Next slide. So the fiscal impact as it relates to restoring these services will result in an increase of $634,164, which is in the proposed fiscal year 24-25 budget. Next slide. Staff is recommending that the City Council approve the proposed restoration of fixed route service effective Sunday, June 23rd, 2024. And that concludes my presentation. I will answer any questions.
Counselor, do you have any questions?
Mayor, the only question that I have is we have a date where the change is going to be implemented. I know that is less than 20 days away. How are we communicating that to our riders? Is it at the bus stops? Is it social media? Is it at the stations? I just want to make sure that it's full-fledged communication to everybody.
We will be communicating that through websites, social media. We will be getting the schedules in people's hands.
Wonderful.
Expeditiously.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I apologize if I missed it because I had to just step out real quick, but does that budget also, or does it include making sure that we have our coach operators, they're ready to go? Does that include staffing? like I said, I may have missed that, but I wanted to make sure that our coach operators are, good and ready and they have what they need to, because I mean, I'm guessing more routes equals more coach operators, more driving for them.
Yes, well, the recruitment efforts that we did and some of the changes we made has allowed us to move to this point now. So that does include.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and move this item.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmembers Perez.
Aye.
Valencia.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ayala.
Aye.
Mayor Rios.
Aye. Thank you. All right. Item number 14. Consideration and discussion of new names for the Social Services Building in honor of its 50th anniversary. Staff report, please.
Yes, mayors and members of the city council, yours truly will present. We have the Social Services Center who will be celebrating its 50th anniversary. And with that, we have began to plan for major renovations to the facility. And the changes that will take place include the painting of the interior and exterior walls, install new flooring throughout, and replace current cubicles and storage. Basically an upgrade to the facility for its 50th anniversary. We have cost for cubicles, removal of the current furniture, painting the walls, and they each have a budget. The cubicles will be approximately 80,000. The removal of the current furniture will be about 40,000, and the painting of the walls will be about 58,000. The city has set aside 2.5 million, and now that was for structural renovations. What we thought we would do, just in terms of because of the timing, that we would wait for that major renovation, but we will do all of the other upgrades that have been planned with this funding source. And so we have the agreements and purchases that would be paid out of this funding source currently. As the estimates may change depending upon the delivery or installation, as costs may need to be adjusted depending on the state of the building. Staff recommends approval of the following amounts: up to 87,000 for the agreement with Sierra School Equipment Company, up to 43,000 for the agreement with Bob Mardigan floor covering, and up to 60,000 for Quad County painting. Staff also recommends City Council authorize myself to execute the agreements and have them approved by the City Attorney. So this is in preparation for the September celebration that is anticipated and would allow us to do all the upgrades that are anticipated. With that, I can answer any questions or any of the team members that make up the committee. Gabriela Regalado is also part of the committee, so we can answer any questions that you may have.
Okay. Tony?
I think the only thing that I'm thinking is that the samples of the artwork and whatnot, I would like to have more options to take a look at. I think council should be able to see a few different types of designs because we don't do this stuff very often, so I want to make sure we get it right the first time. And as far as the artwork goes, where do you anticipate that's going to be placed?
So we will have options. Currently, it's facing. So I'm going to have to correct myself and apologize. I presented the prior staff report. This is the naming staff report.
Yes.
And so I can go through that, or we could answer questions. But we have two places that it could be placed, or it could be on both. So the west facing wall has a space for it, but also the south facing wall where it currently exists. And so if you could put up the names that are for discussion
Can we
purposes.
do that though? Can you give us some more options as far as the artwork goes
Yes.
for us to
Yes. So
to select?
right. So what we would like to have is if you select a name, then we know how many words will be as part of the design. So because there's different the number of words vary from the different names that we've provided, but if the council decides that they want a different type of different name for it, we'll design based on the number of words and letters.
Yeah, I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but I think with the council, I would think that we would want a couple of swings at this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we got a little time to do it.
Yes.
So, yeah, why don't you bring us some different options in terms of the artwork, presuming that the name gets selected.
Correct. We will. We definitely will do that.
All right.
The one comment that I would like to add, and I was thinking the same thing, no other city, well, in the surrounding areas, no other city or municipality has a social services center. And Norwalk is known for a social services center and all of the programming that we do through that center. So to me, social services, that's your home. So, and we're known to have a social services department. And when I was looking at these, family and resource center, community resource center, the social services name, I think, is synonymous to Norwalk. And I would like to really see that stay in as much as possible. There are so many cities that are jealous that we have a full social services department. And I do not want to see that. I think we need to keep that identity with this change in the artwork. I hope that helps with the number of letters and what you're looking at.
Well, I'm gonna dovetail that because I was thinking actually the same thing. I would like to stay old school with it and have it be the Jesse M. Loera Social Services Center without resource. Without resource, like Jennifer says, just stick with what it originally was. And since we're honoring the guy that started it, I don't know. I just like the simple social services center, and that's the way it's always been known in Norwalk.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me. But I prefer my colleagues.
No, I'm actually glad that you guys said that because I was thinking the exact same thing. I think Anna, agrees as well because I agree that it retains the history of the social services. I think it just the words encompass what we try to do and what we've been doing for many years. Social Services Resource Center. Because I mean it definitely encompasses the services that we have provided and continue to provide and will provide. And as my colleagues mentioned, I brag about that quite a bit, that we are the only city that provides services, that has our own standalone social services center. We're the only city. We do it. We invest in this because it's important. And so I would agree. I mean, I don't know if it would, if you were looking at Jesus solidifying the title, the wording, I would, as Tony already mentioned, looking at maybe a couple of other renderings, but also placement on the actual building just to get a visual of, are we talking about the marquee? Are we talking about a sign on the actual part of the facade of the building? I think that would be super helpful. And then, having a timeline, like, so, what do you, expect from the council as far as making the decisions, along with working with Gabby and her team and the community on when these decisions have to be finalized, so that the work can continue and we can meet our goal, the goal date.
Correct. So it would be helpful if we were able to get the name tonight, and then we can go and create the designs.
Okay.
This was just a sample,
Okay.
just to kind of get some discussion going. But I think what I heard is Social Services Center, the Jess M. Lueta Social Services Center.
That's what I would like.
And so we'll go ahead and look at various designs.
And Mayor, before we go on, because we are so unique with our social services department here in the city of Norwalk, and it being the 50th, the sooner the better we can get information on what's going on that entire week. So that way we can block out work schedules, we can block out other meetings, invite other dignitaries, etc. That's a big deal. And if the sooner we can get every single event that's being planned that week, that way we have the opportunity to, not only we have the opportunity to rearrange our schedule, but so can some of our residents do it that at the same time. I'd appreciate that. Thank you. I'll move it.
Okay, well, before we, I do have a speaker card for this agenda item. Miguel Vigil Lopez, if you can come forward to the podium, you have 3 minutes, sir.
Miguel, please press the arrow.
Oh, okay. Okay, just so you know, I know you talked about seniors. I'm an elder here. I've been in Norwalk since 1953, and I was part of the group that founded the Social Service Center. And the history has to be told. And I know there's a consensus in a way of celebrating 50 years is a milestone, most important. But it needs to be understood that this center came about as a result of a movement in Norwalk of young students who demanded changes in our schools and demanded changes in our community. And it was a very active movement. I was one of the leaders of it. My family, the Lopez family, the Gonzalez family, the Rodriguez family, the Hernandez family, they all came together and they had formed an organization called the United Parents Association of Norwalk. So we have the history, and we're very much excited about this going on. We want to be. This center came about as a collective effort. It took petitioning. It took arguing with the council that opposed it at the time. It was part of the Chicano movement of something we were doing to make changes in our community, and we needed representation on that side of the city in Barrio Norwalk and the one-ways. My wife and I were both leaders of that movement in 1969, 70, 71, and beyond. Elena's here with me now. We've been together for 55 years. We met each other at Excelsior High School, and it was a fight, and it has to be told. And I think what needs to happen, and when you talked about the artwork, we need to show that there was movement of artwork that is consistent with the culture of our people in the time of the 60s and 70s. The Mexican-American community, now we call it the Chicano community, was very, very direct in how things should be done in our community. So I believe there should be a proclamation to United Parents Association of Norwalk. We selected Jess Luera at the time as the first director, and we had our reasons for doing that, and we supported him the whole time he was there. And the city complied with that. We had an advisory committee, and so I'm asking if I can be an ex officio volunteer to assist in planning this event, providing the narrative, the proper narrative, and support it, and gather the people that are still in our community, that are here, that should be there with us on that day and should be recognized. In particular, I know there's a hall there. I would love to see it called the Joe and Juanita Gonzalez Hall. They lived on Cheshire Street for many, many years and were very active participants in this. The Lopez family is very well known for this. Also, my brother Nativo was one of the directors of the UPAN, the United Parents Association in Norwalk. So I've reached out to your staff, by the way, and hope that I could be contacted to participate in this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, if there's, okay, that's the only card. I'll go ahead and move this item, and I hear that do have a consensus for at least the term, the wording, Social Services Resource Center. Jesse M. Luera.
I'll second.
Not resource center.
I'm sorry?
No, social services
Am I looking at the
center.
Jesse M. Luera, Social Services
Center.
Center.
Perfect. Okay.
Social Services Center.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilmembers Perez.
Aye.
Valencia.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ayala.
Aye.
Mayor Rios.
Aye. Okay, moving on to item number 15, award contract resolution number 24-10, budget amendment Firestone Boulevard between Studebaker and Imperial Highway Capital Improvement Project. Staff report.
Yes, Mayor, members of the City Council, Mr. Glenn Cow will present, and this is the bridge that goes from Studebaker to Oranday on Firestone Boulevard over the railroad. Mr. Cow.
Thank you, Jesus. Good evening, Mayor and council members. Project 7196, as described, will be doing improvements on Firestone Boulevard between that segment. Let's see here what I'll do. Get this for you. So the existing lane configuration out there is 4 lanes, 2 lanes in each direction. It's going to be reconfigured to 6 lanes total, 3 in each direction. There will be a myriad of improvements that I will get to as we start here. From here. This is a map of the location. It's approximately 0.6 of a mile, just about 3,200 linear feet of improvement there, which includes the bridge in the lower south section of the segment here. Getting fancy on me here. There we go. See here, some of the background, showing some of what you can anticipate when we go into construction, some of the improvements that will be affected upon this here. If I recall correctly, Councilmember Perez mentioned about the bridge and how it should look. It should match the other existing bridge, and the plans and specs reflect that up to detail. This was put in to show you what the detail looks like. Which looks better when it's actually built there compared to the schematic. Some of the improvements include installation of Class 2 and Class 3 bike lanes in both directions. We'll have traffic signal modifications to accommodate the wider roadway segment. Improved street lighting where it goes from where it is now to go to the outer edges to provide the additional improvements along the roadway. There'll be retaining walls and for a good portion of the bridge, the southerly half, to accommodate the additional roadway width, which includes modifying the bridge over the Union Pacific Railroad right away there. Of course, the pavement will be rehabilitated throughout the segment, also with ADA and pedestrian improvements up and down the segment, and appropriate landscaping and irrigation to support that landscaping. Traffic control here. This demonstrates here what is proposed. So the plans are requiring that the road is never closed down at any time. It will always have traffic flow. What that might mean is you'll take the existing 2 lanes in one direction, close it off. That provides the ability for them to work unimpeded by traffic, and staging area for materials and equipment. And the other lane will be split so that we have traffic bi-directional on that segment there. And when that completes, they flip. So you can work on the other side now on that. On February 20th of this year, 2 bids were received in response to the solicitation for the improvements along this segment of Firestone. The bids you can see range from approximately 13.7 million to 15.8 million. The engineer's estimate, he's lucky, he's right in the middle, so he's good. He didn't get selected to bid this. Reviewing the bids for its accuracy, the costs, and the experiences provided and demonstrated and references by the contractor. The result is that staff is recommending for council to consider awarding a contract to the lowest responsive bidder, Reyes Construction, based on their bid costs and qualifications. To support this effort of construction will require manpower resources. Staff also solicited for construction management and inspection support services. And on March of this year, 6 proposals were received in response to the RFP soliciting those services. After careful review of those proposals, staff is recommending to a professional service agreement for these services be awarded to T.Y. Lin. They're a well-known, widely known company globally within the realm of infrastructure, civil engineering, and support of all those types of services. They're a very, very qualified company. We're recommending a contract be awarded to them for their submitted fee of $1,954,547. Here's a summary of what the estimated costs are to support the project. From the cost of construction, adding a 10% contingency, which is normal amount of range contingency for this level of magnitude of project. Firestone Boulevard is very old. When you start digging up under the bridge, some surprises might show up. So we need to be able to accommodate that to keep the project on schedule. So you have the construction management inspection also in there and a contingency on that. Contingencies aren't normally on professional services, but in this case, it's warranted because if the construction extends, we need the service to support the additional work that's being extended. And when you add administration from internal to help support the project going forward, we're a total of $17,071,741. The project is anticipated to start late June and has a duration of 18 months. There is a funding that is available in this year's budget approved. No general funds will be used towards the project. Unspent funds will be reprogrammed or repurposed. As part of the budget, the funding that was identified for the project is as follows. You have Measure M bonds of $4.59 million. We have Measure R bond of $13.75. I'll say $3 million, $3,753,000, and Prop C of approximately $170,000 brings that total to just over $18.5 million. The recommended action for you to consider is in 3 parts. First part is to adopt the Reso number 24-20, a Reso of the City Council of the City of Norwalk, authorizing an amendment to the fiscal year 23-24 adopted budget to appropriate Measure M and Measure R funds for Project 7196, Firestone Boulevard improvements, in the amounts of $4.59 million and $13,752,677 respectively. And Part B, to award a contract to Reyes Construction in the amount of $13,669,231 with up to a 10% contingency for the construction of Project 7196, Firestone Boulevard improvements, and authorize city manager or his designee to execute the contract, and any amendments within 10% contingency if necessary on behalf of the city in a form approved by the city attorney. And last but not least, award a contract to T.Y. Lin International in the amount of $1,954,547 with up to a 10% contingency for construction management and inspection services for projects M196, Firestone Boulevard improvements. And I will stop there and continue with and authorize the city manager or his designee to execute the contract and any amendments within 10% contingency if necessary on behalf of the city in a form approved by the city attorney. And with that, that concludes my presentation, and I'll be happy to answer and entertain any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Council, any questions?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Glenn, for remembering that conversation about the bridge. It does say that the background when this conversation started in 2023, but it did start before that when we were discussing, and our former colleagues, Leonard Shylock and Luigi Vernola, were here with us on the dais, and how important it was to have that bridge match. So I'm glad to see that we are moving in that direction. I would like to see as soon as possible, and I'm hoping as soon as we take action tonight, that signage can be put up immediately along the corridor So that way residents start to plan ahead, which we know it may or may not happen. But I know that there's also signage where that funding source comes from to make this project happen. And I think it's important because we all pay sales tax. We all pay that for anything and everything that we purchase, whether it's in our city or another city. But measure R funds, measure M funds, Prop C funds. We've been paying into that for years. And this is a direct result of it coming back to our city. So everybody thinks that our sales tax 100% comes to our city and we get to use it all any way we want. That's not necessarily true. We get a very, very small portion. And the larger portions go to these funding sources like Measure R and Measure M and Prop C. And I'm very grateful that we fought and continue to meet those deadlines to make sure that this project happens. So signage, match that bridge, lights and all when it comes to that bridge. I want to see the lights look the same as they do on Firestone. And please get that word out that we're going to start this project. I know the bridge that was in Santa Fe Springs off of Marquardt on Rosecrans, that went up pretty quickly. So seeing an 18-month timeline out here, I'm positive and confident that you guys can meet or even exceed the timeline that they took on the Rosecrans Marquardt Bridge. So let's get it done for our residents because that's going to make a huge impact. Thank you.
Yes, Anna.
Thank you. I can't stress enough what my colleague Jennifer Perez has been stating. It's important to put out that information as soon as possible, but also alternative routes, to let our folks know what alternate areas they can go to, because a lot of people depend on that. That's a heavily trafficked area. And it'd be great to be able to provide that information. So I look forward to it because it's definitely needed. But we also know, folks would be like, wait, what's this? Where am I supposed to go now? Which way? So that would be great to have that way in advance as well. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Okay, I'll go ahead and move the item.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmembers Perez.
Aye.
Valencia.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ayala.
Aye.
Mayor Rios.
Aye. Okay, we are now at our point of oral communications for this evening. I appreciate everyone's patience. Thank you for hanging in there with us as we reach our oral communications part of our city council meeting. Thank you so much for your patience. And the first speaker I'll call forward is April Reuter. You have 3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to, before I say what's on there, I just wanted to thank you for your support for clergy meetings, our monthly clergy meetings. That was really an idea back when you were mayor the first time back in 2019, right? In working with Gabrielle and Ozzy, we've had some great meetings together with the pastors, the clergy of the city, and it's really developed our partnership with public safety. I just want to give a lot of kudos to the work that Ozzy and Gabrielle are doing. So those have been, and thank you, Margarita, for coming to some of those meetings. Those have been great times. So, those meetings are even more, this is an important event, but our clergy gatherings monthly carry a lot of weight. And I want to invite everyone here as well. I wanted to invite Mayor Rios and our city council members to Pray Norwalk on June 1st. What's exciting about this, the first event was back in 2009 at John Glenn High School. And we used to just send letters to city leaders saying, hey, we're praying for you. But now we invite you to come. And if you're able to, if you've got that morning free, we want to bless, not just, we want to bless our city leaders. We want to bless our businesses. We want to pray God's protection over our public safety or sheriff's department. So if you're able to come and join us, it's a bit like our mayor's prayer breakfast without the breakfast. But the same crowd, and it's a wonderful time. It's just all about blessing our city, and it's so exciting. I loved the report from our captain of the sheriff's department. That's exciting to hear when crime is coming down, because that's why we do this, you know. And your report too. I loved the videos. Okay, it's just spending my time tonight giving kudos to the city of Norwalk. You guys are doing a great job. All right, blessings to you all.
Thank you, April. Next caller, speaker is Lorena Velasco.
I have it on my notes right here. Okay. Good evening, Mayor Rios and council members. I would like to start by saying thank you for what you do for the city of Norwalk and your employees. My name is Reina Velasco. We are approaching a very important holiday known as Juneteenth. As of June 17, 2021, Juneteenth is the 12th federal legal holiday, commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. Our ancestors did the hard part. They lived these horrific times. Their struggles and determination is the reason why I am able to stand here today in front of you guys. To let you know why it is important for the city of Norwalk to join our surrounding cities in this observance of Juneteenth, which are Santa Fe Springs, Long Beach, Compton, Pomona, Hawthorne, Tustin, Buena Park, Lancaster, Desert, Hot Springs, Brentwood, Pasadena, and many more cities. Juneteenth deserves to be remembered and honored as a legal holiday across the United States. Only by cities and more cities recognizing it as an observing holiday, it will grow across the nation. Our future generations deserve to know how our past ancestors struggled for equality. Pasadena has took it one step further by having it a federal offices, public schools, banks, and postal services closed for Juneteenth. I aspire for the future of Juneteenth to be recognized as a nationwide federal holiday. Thank you, Mayor Rios and council member and everybody here.
Thank you, Lorena. Next speaker is Tony Rivera. Tony Rivera.
Good evening. I want to thank you for the time. During the negotiations in 2022, we as a union asked that Juneteenth be recognized, and it was denied. The respect for this holiday was also told no. We're not asking for anything more, but we shouldn't have to settle for anything less than the other holidays. Some of the surrounding cities that celebrate Juneteenth are Santa Fe Springs, Long Beach, Whittier, and we know about in Los Angeles, their city council, we can remember the fiasco of a few years ago. This is a holiday that was recognized by the President of the United States and made into a national holiday. And that may be the difference between some of that who want some of the other holidays and this one. We're asking you, as City Council, to override the blunder committed by management during negotiations. You can put Norwalk on the path for the 21st century. During this time in this country, we are so polarized. We hope that you don't perpetuate the injustice with silence or apathy. We hope that you feel we are equal as workers to the aforementioned cities. We hope that you think that we're just as good. We're not sure what, or is the answer much more sinister? I thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Next, I have Brian Tyndall.
Good evening, council and staff. My name is Brian Tyndall. I just wanted to, first off, at least still outside, the Firestone improvement, that's awesome. That's something that I've been looking at because the median there is definitely one of the worst that I've looked at. There is an incredible amount of concrete that could be planted and could used to capture water and stuff like that. So I hope going forward on this project, that's something that is thought about. Once again, asking to scoop public comment up a little bit. It's almost 9 o'clock. I know you guys have been here since 5, and you're probably tired of thinking and listening to people. So it'd be nice if it was a little earlier. Also, thank you to Public Works for fixing some of the hot patching on Crossdale Avenue. I've been reporting that, and so it's finally getting fixed. So thank you. And then the reason I'm good. It is kitten season. So that means that all of the feral cats in the city are breeding right now, and there is a lot of feral cats in my neighborhood. The city used to have a program for trap, neuter, and release where the city would cover some of the cost of neutering or spaying the animals. That program is out of money. The SEAC in town that manages the animal control also does not have a program. Their solution is to bottle raise them and then try and get them adopted, I guess. I am not the one feeding the cats. They are using my very nice native landscaping for their own personal uses. The solution is something called trap, neuter, release. And so you don't create a vacuum by getting rid of all the cats. You actually trap them, fix them so they can't reproduce and add more to the problem. And that'll help kind of stabilize the population. So I'm asking if the council and staff could look at extending that program or putting some more money back into that program so it becomes available, or maybe reaching out to SEAC to find a better solution for these cats. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Brian. Next speaker, Andrew Anguano.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. My name is Andrew Anguiano. I work for SEACA, Southeast Area Animal Control Authority. I'm here for one reason. It's to ask for help. The reason why I'm here is because I want to give you guys some insight on what we're dealing with as far as animal control goes. We do service a total of 14 cities, Norwalk being one of the founding cities of SEACA. We are really short-staffed right now. We have at times one animal control officer to 14 cities with 200 plus service requests. The program you were talking about, sir, the Big Mouth program went out very quickly because of the amount of cats, right, in the neighborhood and the communities that we serve. But not only that, to touch on kind of the topic of what you guys are saying about the city, to keep the city safe and clean. It's so hard to do when you have one individual to cover 14 cities. I'm so nervous right now. I have personally dealt with it. I've been in the field. I've worked closely with deputies. It could be traffic collisions that have, the individual that's hurt in a vehicle has an animal with him. We have to take that animal into protective custody. Or a DUI individual, we have to go out, take that animal into protective custody. So many dog attacks. I mean, talking about public safety, I don't understand how we have one animal control officer to service 14 cities. It just doesn't make sense. We can't retain people. I mean, now you can go work at In-N-Out and make more than an animal control officer does. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And I feel I'm part of our community. I've had the opportunity to work for SEACA since 2008. I love our community, right? And I do what I do because I enjoy working with animals. I enjoy helping, being a help. But I'm here simply just to ask for help. Mayor, City Council, we need it. Our community needs it. Our community deserves to have, safe neighborhoods, to have clean neighborhoods. That, involves roadkill, especially summertime right around the corner. Rosalia, who spoke, she shouldn't have to go to the park, and there's a dead animal who's been sitting at the park for days on end because we don't have the staff. I mean, I personally, right now, I'm a dispatcher for Siaka, but I've personally gone out into the field, worked overtime just to pick up dead animals to clean up our community. And I just hope that you guys are able to help. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Andrew. Next speaker, Angela Llerenas.
Hello. Thank you, Honorable City Council members. Thank you for granting me this opportunity to address you tonight. My name is Angela Llerenas. I am a steward with SEIU 721. This union currently represents the employees contracted to provide your animal control services through the agency Siaka. We are at a very critical point of bargaining a new contract, and we need your support. Your municipality entrusts Siaka for their services, but are you aware that only 9 people in this entire organization make over $21 an hour? Most earn below the current minimum wage. The low wages has created a serious retention issue and is directly impacting the agency's ability to keep their contract responsibilities. The employees who continue to work for this organization make sacrifices every day to keep the agency moving forward without much recognition for their dedication and public service. Our members would like to live and thrive in the communities they service, but the cost of housing, the cost of raising a family in Los Angeles County far exceeds their income. To continue to maintain an effective workforce, there needs to be an investment in the working class. Stock prices and profits are not a sign of a thriving economy. There is no economy without a working class. All this to say, we're not looking to become rich people. We want our members to excel at their career choice and pursue worthwhile causes in animal welfare. But all these sentiments are difficult to dream when workers worry about how to make ends meet on a daily basis. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Next speaker, Charles Leone.
Mayor Rios and honorable members of the Norwalk City Council, my name is Charles Leone. I'm a coordinator with SEIU Local 721. I've been organizing for 16 plus years. SEIU Local 721 is the largest public sector union in the country, and we are honored and privileged to represent the workers of Siaka, who are recently new additions to our family. We've had them now with a couple of different bargaining cycles. We wouldn't be with you tonight if the situation wasn't dire. We have some real problems with Siaka. You should have a copy of the letter, and actually there's the original I'd like to leave with Madam City Clerk for your records so that it can be inserted as part of the records for tonight's meeting. We are grateful that Norwalk is one of the founding member cities for Siaka and its agency. As you know, as you had heard from Andrew, there's incredible workforce with Siaka, a number of member agencies and contract cities. The agency is a rogue agency, and it really is not a good labor partner. And we really wanted to negotiate in good faith. And I really hope that tonight, after we speak in our presence here, you won't think, well, it's just the union showing up because they're not maybe getting what they want in the contract negotiations. Right now, we're not even really talking about money because while we've been at the table for 7 months, they've only been talking about money a couple weeks ago. And it was the lowest ball offer, all low ball offers. And it's absolutely immoral, insane when you're trying to attract staff and you have one officer for a multitude of cities, and yet you've got Angela said 9. I actually think it's only 6 people in the agency are making more than the minimum wage, which is deplorable. The rest of everyone else is making below the minimum wage. A year ago, you may have remembered us because we came here and we came to a number of other cities actually asking for increased funding because the director didn't want to ask. So we asked on her behalf by saying, us going to the city council to say we need increased revenue for Siaka. That increased revenue came. There is now increased revenue, and that increased revenue was provided because of the chronic short staffing and the problems that were taking place. We don't know where that money went. And as I speak before you tonight, that money is not in the pockets of the Siaka workers. And you are a founding city for Siaka. There is a number of member cities and a number of contract cities. You've got La Palma in Orange County, which is paying Siaka up to $850,000 for services. Where is the money going? We ask for you to intervene. We know that you have a representative and an alternate that's on the board of governors. We know that there's going to be a meeting next week. We plan on being there. I wanted to go to the meeting back in April when I was told I couldn't get in because it passed 2 o'clock. That's a violation of the Brown rules. And the director wanted to cover herself afterwards by saying, well, I just happened to show up at the part that was closed session. No, because that wasn't what was conveyed to me when I showed up at the building. When I showed up at the building, I was told the meeting started, I can't enter. And I learned that it's actually very rare that people even want to show up to those meetings. How does an agency operate behind closed doors? If violations are taking place there, we need you to please intervene. We want to be good labor partners. And we certainly appreciate you for your time. Really, being here tonight, this was a really well-run city council meeting. I've gone to a number of them, and I've looked at all your backgrounds and your histories with public employment and law enforcement. So thank you all for your time, and please do what you can. We'd really appreciate it.
Okay, that was the last speaker card that I have. Again, I want to thank everyone for your patience and your ability to share your comments with us this evening. And I will remind everyone that we are closing in memory of Ruben Cueto. And just to share, Ruben Cueto started with the city of Norwalk on May 29, 1975 as an equipment mechanic trainee for the transit department. He was promoted to equipment mechanic on July 1, 1976. He was then promoted to the position of equipment mechanic 2 on July 7, 1978. On August 24, 1983, he was promoted to equipment mechanic 3 on July equipment mechanic 3. On July 1, 1985, he was promoted to lead equipment mechanic and served in that capacity for 23 years until his service retirement in June of 2008. We offer our condolences to his family. In addition to Ruben Cueto, we are also closing in the memory of Martin Greenwich. And with that, this meeting is adjourned. Have a nice evening. Be safe. Happy Mother's Day to all of the lovely ladies. Feliz Dia de la Madre.